Hey guys, welcome to Drive-By Reviews, and today we're looking at a pre-Black Friday deal that I'm hoping actually ends up beating Black Friday itself. It's a Dell Inspiron laptop, 15.6 inches, with an i3 5th generation processor for 200 bucks. Let's pop it open and see what it looks like. All right, here we go. Now, to get it down to 200 bucks, I did a couple things. I stacked a couple coupons, got about a little cash back deal on a card, and ultimately bought an open box deal. Now, for those of you who know the beauty of open box deals, you can get some phenomenal prices simply because someone decided to return something. Pretty simple boxing. There's our open box issue. It said excellent condition. I would probably put that below excellent with this rubbing markage. All right, there you have it. Pretty bare bones with open box deals. You have just a charge cable in the laptop itself. Looks pretty beautiful. So that scratching there actually is real damage to the case, but it is very light. You can barely see it. I like these expansive keyboards, fantastic. Now this particular item has a 15.6 inch screen, 1366 by 768 HD, and we'll take a look at that. 1 terabyte internal hard drive, 4 gigabytes of RAM, an Intel HD graphics 5500, and Bluetooth 4.0 with a 4-cell lithium battery. Comes with Windows 10. And let's see here, you've got 2 USB ports, CD DVD drive, headphone jack input, should be HDMI. HDMI, that's USB 3.0, SD card slot, Ethernet port, of course your power jack. There you go, that's the main specs. Let's get this flicked on and put it through its paces. Alright, we got the laptop all set up here. Just a side note, this is a minimalist stand that I have, one of the many, and it's not part of the package. If anyone's interested, I'll put it in the description on how to get those. But here we go, it's set up, and coming in at 4.85 pounds, this is actually what I would consider the perfect weight for a laptop of this size. I don't want to compromise a 15.6 inch screen, and at the same time, I don't mind carrying a little bit of weight with the current laptop case I own. I do enjoy the fact that this came basically with no bloatware installed and instead has the Dell application that you can decide to install to get the bloatware installed. So you can just ignore that unless you actually want one of the pieces of software they offer, but I personally just have all the software I need. I don't need any of that nonsense. All right, let's dive right into the screen recording and see how this laptop spec stands up to what they offer and also how it performs. All right, here we go. So now first thing you want to do whenever you buy any laptop is to make sure you got what they promised. And it's funny to me how many people don't do this, especially with an open box purchase. But you want to make sure you get the operating system. We got our i3 5015U, that's exactly it, 5th generation processor. 4 gigabytes of memory installed, 64-bit operating system, that looks pretty good. That's what they said. We got our terabyte hard drive in here, and of course remember that about 92% or so is going to show as far as the actual amount of the capacity. That's just because of the formatting. And we've got our graphics card. Now this is an integrated Bidwell graphics card, the 5500. It's not an amazing graphics card, but it's going to do its job for my Workhorse computer, and you can do some light gaming on this. In fact, I'm going to use a first-person shooter to demonstrate the abilities of the computer itself. All right, there we have it, just kind of a quick peek at the system working with just the screen recording software, and of course its maximum speed and all that with the CPU. All right, now another thing I'm going to do is run a memory test on the RAM. And that's just because, again, as an open box system, it's good to make sure that there's no errors or things that might surprise you in the future. So my favorite thing to use right here is memtest86. There's other options out there. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but it will adequately test your random access memory. All right, boom, there we go. Check the RAM, looks just fine, everything checks out. And if you don't want to use an external program, you can use Windows itself. It can check its own RAM with a startup function. In Windows 10, all you have to do is look up memory, I believe. Memory. And there it is, Windows Memory Diagnostics. So that's the other way you could do that. It's just not considered as thorough. So here we have Contract Wars. I'm just going to use it to see how this Workhorse computer works with gaming. Now, granted, I'm not going to use this for gaming. I don't anticipate I'm going to use it for gaming. But let's see how it fares in this first-person shooter. Actually, hang on, let's see here. We got my Force 17D and Glock 18 Auto. Okay. So for those of you who don't know Contract Wars, it's a nice, fun game. So, all right, there you can see the limitations of this particular setup in this laptop, and that just has to do with This has to do with just, you know, the memory card and everything in here. Alright, so just to show you kind of how it's working, here's our little CPU mark. And as you can tell, playing this game with my recording software up is taxing the CPU pretty much to the max. So there you have it. There's the limitations of this. Not a gaming computer, definitely a workhorse computer. I would say if I killed the if I killed the recording software, I'm pretty sure it could handle it pretty well. In fact, last night I played this and I was doing just fine. So, you know, it really just comes down to how many processes can it handle. I would consider this, if you're going to do something heavy on it, probably just one thing. But again, I'm going to be using this mostly for work. And there you have it. You can't play, computers that lag. Oh! Grenade hit, baby. I got no life left, guys. Like someone could touch me with the butt of their gun, I would die. Where you at, home fry skillets? Oh, you came from behind like the swamp monster. What's my ping? I'm pinging pretty well. It's just game performance. That's why you don't come at me like that, boy. Here we go. What? What was he wearing? Like Ultra gear or something? Well, there you have it, guys. Thanks for tuning in to Drive-By Reviews. This is a fantastic workhorse laptop. Not necessarily a gaming machine, but you could definitely use it for gaming. You know, just kind of whatever floats your boat, but there are better options out there for that. But this was just so dang cheap. I could not pass it up. He knows I'm in here. He's looking for me. Oh, he got me. Woo! Pop goes the weasel. Oh, darn it. How much time we got left here? $1.57. All right.